From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. Well, spring made its official debut yesterday, but winter still has some fight left and will send rounds of cold air and snow across the northern states from the plains to the Midwest and the Northeast. At the start of March, AccuWeather's long-range team warned that the polar vortex could reach part of the central and eastern U.S. during late March into April. The movement and weakening of the polar vortex will help to push back warm air in the north central and northeast through the first days of spring. The shift in the polar vortex will force storms to track far enough south to bring temperatures and precipitation similar to late winter. But because it is spring, this will not be like a big burly blast of sub-freezing or sub-zero air lasting for days, as would typically happen in the dead of winter. It will likely result in more days with temperatures near or even below the historical average rather than above from the Midwest to the Northeast in the coming weeks. This will lead to some hard freezes in the Midwest and the Northeast, so you gardeners out there should not be tempted by the recent retreat of wintry conditions and maybe hold off on planting a few more days if you can. The same pattern can lead to episodes of frosts and freezes in critical areas of the south central and southeast states where blossoming and spring planting are underway. AccuWeather meteorologists are tracking a storm that will produce snow and a wintry mix across the upper Midwest and interior Northeast from this weekend into early next week. Snow is forecast to largely avoid the major Midwest cities of Chicago and Detroit, as well as the Northeast metro areas of Pittsburgh, D.C., Philadelphia, and New York City. Some snow or a wintry mix may get close to Minneapolis and Boston for a time. Accumulating snow is likely from parts of North Dakota to northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, central and northern Michigan, upstate New York, and central and northern New England as the storm moves along from Saturday to Monday. AccuWeather senior long-range meteorologist Joe Lundberg said that more wintry systems will follow the storm from Saturday to Monday during late March and into early April. If those storms edge farther to the south, then some slushy accumulation of snow could get in close to Chicago, Detroit, and New York City as well. As high pressure settles across the southeastern U.S., clear skies, light winds, and air that originated from Canada will set the stage for temperatures to plummet today and into the weekend. AccuWeather senior meteorologist Brett Anderson said that the blossoms and the leaves that have appeared so far are about average this spring due to a somewhat harsher winter compared to prior winters. However, this means that some tender blossoms and young leaves in portions of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and the Florida Panhandle may be at risk of damage this morning. Temperatures will dip well into the 30s in many suburban locations and can slip into the upper 20s for a couple of hours in rural areas. Gardeners and those with potted plants or tender flowers and vegetables in the garden may need to take some preventive action. Temperatures will rebound across the region over the weekend. However, riskier intrusions may follow in the coming weeks due to the anticipated southward movement of cold air from Canada. That's all for now. You can find more stories and regional forecasts at AccuWeather.com. And for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.